I define myself as an energy developer. And so what I do is I look for opportunities that can result in greater access, lower cost, and better reliability of supply and consumption of energy across the board. Being an energy manager, I look at all uses of energy. And being a certified energy manager by the Association of Energy Engineers, then that gave us a context to organize ourselves around the theme of energy management. And that is how the Association of Energy Professionals Eastern Africa was created. And the association is a chapter of the Global Association of Energy Engineers, which was founded in 1977 as a direct result of the aftermath of the oil crisis of 1974, when for the first time people realized that the energy, in this case being petroleum, is not finite, and it is also needs to be used in a way that it can achieve more with less, because efficiency became one of the ways to manage the immediate and unpredictable spike in the cost of energy. So from that basis, the first thing that needed to be defined is who is qualified, or what qualifications does somebody need to become an energy manager. And then that is how the Certified Energy Manager course and certification was created, which is now the largest certification program for energy professionals in the world. Why is it important to have this conversation around energy now and in this region? The main reason I would say is that we are growing. The population of Kenya is growing. The population of Africa is growing, expected to double within the next 30 years. There will be 2 billion people in Africa. And within Kenya will be 100 million people by 2040. That will require a lot of energy. I say energy is life. Energy facilitates not just life, but quality of life. To be able to define or to be able to achieve any significant level of quality in life, it's directly correlated to the availability of useful energy in one's life. So if there isn't access to modern energy, and by modern energy I mean electricity facilitates most of what we require in order to live good lives. Electricity facilitates creation of jobs. There's a direct correlation between the amount of energy available and the number of useful, sustainable jobs that can be achieved. So every metric that you want to use for human development, if we go to the Sustainable Development Goals and you go through each and every one of the 17, you will find that all of them at some level are underwritten by energy. So the discussion on energy is pertinent for development, but I would go a step further and say we are 70 years, exactly 70 years since the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that said all humans are created equal. However, in order to be defined as a human being living a decent life, you need to have access to a certain amount of energy. So the quality of life is directly proportional to how much energy is available. And the two ways of getting the energy is to generate more energy. That's very expensive often, and that's the path that we've been taking, but also to be able to use the energy that's available to do more. And that's where energy management and efficiency comes in. And that's where the conversation becomes important, that you cannot be able to achieve the development goals if you're not managing the input that is underwriting everything. Innovation in energy is probably, probably one of the fastest growing areas anywhere in the world or in any sector, second to telecommunications, which is also underwritten by energy. And what we have thought or what we have planned or how we have done things for the last 100 years, we are still finding that there is still so much room for development and growth. In our case here, we talk about our biggest challenge is access. How do you be able to access this energy? So innovation provides a window to facilitate, to change the model and accelerate that access in ways that currently do not exist. The best example that I can give is solar technology. 10 years ago, the cost of a solar panel was $7 per watt. Today, through innovation, through improvement in the process, it is 35 US cents per watt. It's almost over 90% reduction in the cost. That is all achieved through innovation. I say the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. And that right there is what is going to make it possible to be able to achieve the targets that, if we are to look at the standard of what is going to be achieved, how do you get to have electricity available to 20 million households in Kenya that will be here, say, in the year 2030? The methods that we're using, the speed that we're going at now, may not be able to achieve that without leaving some room for how can we do things differently, how can we do it better. So there's always there's a great need for innovation to be able to meet the gaps. Well, for one, everybody uses energy. Everybody uses every type of energy, but it is, most people do not understand how it works, how it can be improved for them, how it affects their lives. So energy literacy is a very important tool for people to be able to have a level of control over their lives. One of the things that directly affects everyone is the cost of energy. And the cost of energy, we are now, with every type of energy that we use in Kenya, we are at the highest cost that it has ever been, even when you factor in inflation. So with this high cost of energy, it's draining into people's resources that are already dwindling. And if you want to be able to get a better hold or to be able to release some of the stress that is coming out of your energy cost, it helps to understand how this energy works, how you can improve for yourself, what can be done, what policies need to be effected, how you can participate in those discussions. All these things are down to, literally down to every individual that uses energy. So if it is such a major component of people's lives that literally determines in cases whether people will live or die, then it is that much important for people to take it seriously and not just look at it as something on the side, and to be able to get engaged, to get involved, and to understand and participate in making it, in improving for individuals and also for the collective.